It's deja vu today. We're back up in the Yorkshire Dales, and you should know these two characters by now. So, John, this is the third time for you on top of this hill, isn't it?
Yes. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and the weather conditions are a little different, aren't they?
We can't see it, that's the first thing.
Yeah, if I go lower, that's the hill in the background up in the murky mist. It's
quite mild though. It's alright, 17 Celsius I think.
Has to be
in the
mild,
car.
short sleeve shirt.
So, but I suspect it'll be cooler in the mist on the top. Might even be above it.
And of course the hill today is?
Calf Top.
And the reason we're back here again?
To remeasure it, get another 6 hours of data or whatever. Very marginal, we measured it for just a centimetre over 2,000 feet. So we're going to go back and collect another data file.
So how much data do you think, John, today?
Probably about 4 hours.
It should be quite nice in this weather.
Should be lovely sitting up there. I've got a book, I don't know what you guys have got for entertainment.
I've got a picnic hamper.
Right.
I've got Merlin to list of people that he wants to send the spreadsheet
That'll
to.
take an hour to read.
So there we go. So there's John and Graham packing up the gear, and there's Calf Top up in the mist beyond. Just approaching a gate. About 20 or 30 metres in front of me, and that's going to be my first resting spot. I got John and Graham behind, quickly catching me up, and the very annoying thing is that they've been talking all the way coming uphill. There's a cooling breeze, but you can just feel the first bit of the year's humidity. So forecast is for humid conditions, but for the possibility of the cloud to break up and the sunny intervals to break out. So we can but wait, and I'll turn the camera around so there may be a bit of movement. Now I'll look back and I can just hear John and Graham come up on the path behind me, so I'll see if I can pick the two of them up. Let's have a look to see where they are. There they go, coming up out of the mist, chatting away, not a care in the world. Both aged about 85 compared to me, and as fit as anything. Not a bead of sweat on the brow. So makes you sick, doesn't it? Well, the two of you sound out of breath.
We are. It's a big hill, this one.
It is a big hill. It could be a centimetre bigger than it is on the map.
It could be, maybe. Do you want to come through the gates?
Yeah, cheers, Graham, thank you.
You're welcome.
Just approaching the summit, and here's the trig pillar. The mist has cleared up a little, and it's warmed up as well. So the highest part, which we already surveyed for, once for me and twice for John and Graham with Jim Bloomer, first time around, and it's just beneath the cairn. So it's to work, chaps.
It is, yes.
Set the machine up, let's get cracking. Give us a tripod ready.
Okay, I'll just close this off. We spent 10 or 15 minutes just on the top, putting the Leica 530 in place, and let's go and see John and Graham, see if they're good enough to give me a little bit of a commentary of what they've been up to for the last few minutes. Look at that. Very stony faced.
Sorry.
So yeah, we're back on top of Calf Top again, aren't we?
We are, yes. A bit different today, a bit claggy.
And of course, this is, for the two of you, this is the third time, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what's the potted history behind that?
Oh, well, we came up the first time and we found the highest ground, which was here, relative to the trip point just over there. And we measured the height difference, and that, in those days we didn't have the GPS, so all we were able to do was rely on the flush bracket height on the trip point, and that came out at, I think, was it 609.45 or something like that?
15 centimetres.
Yeah.
Flush bracket.
And then when we acquired the GPS a few weeks ago, John said it would be a good idea to come up and do Calf Top again, so we did. And then it came out at 609.61.
So what's that? Is that 1 centimetre over the...
yeah, half an inch about.
Yeah. So that's over the 2,000 foot mark, isn't it?
Yeah, if you believe it, yeah. But the error in the measurement's about plus or minus 7 or 8 centimetres, I suppose. So we've come up again. We're going to sit here board rigid for, I suppose, about 4 or 5 hours. Collect some more data, hopefully get better statistics, and we're then rather hoping that Mark Reeves will process the data and give us a definitive point.
And of course, John, we've arrived here at a specific time, haven't we? Because you've been looking at the satellite almanac.
Yes, I've got it, like, difficult to see on the camera, but
let's just have a little look.
will it
See if
show up?
Not too sure. It may.
Basically, the let me just put my glasses down there. The grey area here on the scale here, we've got numbers of satellites. So here we've got, for grey, we can pick up 9 satellites. That's the best we can get. There's 9 there, 9 there. With this period here, we're only picking up 6. So what we're trying to do is survey in this time span here from about 12:30 GMT to 6 o'clock GMT, when we're going to pick up the minimum of 7 satellites. So that should give us the best accuracy.
So we set off, was it 10 to 12, wasn't it, I think, coming up?
It's now 12:14 GMT.
Yeah, and the equipment's just been...
Oh, switched on, it's just stabilised at the moment.
Yeah, so as Graham said, about 4 hours.
Yeah, yes.
And that takes us through to...
7 o'clock tonight.
Well, that sounds good, Sean. Well, I'm sure we'll do a bit more recording before then, so thanks for that. Cheers. So there we go. We got a long day on the summit today. At least 4 hours of data collection. There was talk last week of getting 6 hours, but I think 4 hours is the consensus of opinion. And if I can give you a quick look at the GPS, we've dismantled the small cairn, and here is the point, and we've placed a very thin slate and just embedded that into the ground so it's flush with the top of the natural ground here, and just put a few rocks around it and on the tripod's legs just to stabilise it. It's very little breeze today, but here we go. Here's the keypad. There we are, and yeah, we got a nice few hours up here, and I believe John's even brought a book. So, and this is the summit position in relation to the trig, which Graham is beside. So that's the summit area of Calf Top. Just on our way down, packed up all the gear. I've got the tripod on the bottom of my rucksack, and I always try to get ahead of John and Greg because they're quicker than me, so I've got a few minutes head start on them, and you may just be able to see the summit with the trig pillar against the fence in the background, and if you can, you may just be able to pick up John and Graham coming down from the summit area. So almost twisted my ankle. It's been a good afternoon. Gathered 4 hours of data. That was the minimum we wanted to gather today. The previous time we were here, we gathered 2 hours of data, and when processed, it came out at 69.61, 1 centimetre over the benchmark height that in imperial measurement qualifies calf top to be a 2,000 footer. So the margin of error involved in that, we've decided to come back and to gather 4 hours of data as a repeat to now process the data that we've gathered today, and this will probably be sent through to Mark Reeves, the geodetic analyst at the Ordnance Survey. So we can but wait and see if calf top makes it to the ranks of English 2,000 footers.
Right, and so here we are then with the second survey for calf top. To remind you that the first one came out at 609.61 metres, just that 1 centimetre above 2,000 feet. So we go back, and on the summit where there's a trig point, which on the map says is 609 metres, we remeasure, we take 4 hours worth of data, and the result that we got this time was 609.62 metres, so we were 1 centimetre higher than our previous result. And indeed both of these results would indicate that the hill was just over 2,000 feet. However, to be absolutely certain of this, the full 6 hours worth of data were submitted to the Ordnance Survey, who have state-of-the-art software for determining heights and positions, Bernese software as it's called. And the official result obtained by the Ordnance Survey, and this is the result that stands, is 609.58 metres. So the official result with the most accurate software for processing the data comes out at 2 centimetres or 1 inch below 2,000 feet. And so therefore calf top is not a Nuttall, and is not a Hewitt. It just fails to make the 2,000 feet, but of course it does retain its Dewey status.